free to finish your order. But it's loud in here. How's everybody doing today?
Super.
Good.
I always thought that sales was about this.
Is anybody ordering their meal right now? Okay. All right, there we go. That quiets down. Okay, good. So welcome to lunch in Arbor Marketing. It's 12 noon. We always start at 12. We always end at 1. And you probably know me. I'm Derek Marabon, CEO of Ingenix Digital Marketing. Next to me is Stacy Kolick from Dollar Bill Printing. The reason Stacy's up here is, as most of you probably know, is she's our treasurer. LA2M is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So we exist to run marketing educational programming, which we do every week, every Wednesday, except for certain holidays, and then we take a little break in the summer. So Stacy's up here for that purpose, and she's going to pass the hat. We do it old school, so we don't, it's really free to come here. You can free to come and eat. $10 if you want lunch, free to come and watch. We pass the hat, and it's suggested $3 donation. So Stacy will pass that. Thanks, Stacy. And actually, Stacy was out last week. She was in Jamaica. I was in Florida. So we were gone. But I guess it was a pretty good program last week. Was anyone here for the program last week? The mobile? Was it very interesting? Okay, good. Is there anybody who's here for the very first time? Any first timers? Okay, welcome. Welcome, newbies. I know we got some people here from New York and LA from PR Newswire. So if anybody uses PR Newswire as a service, it's a really nice PR distribution service. They're sitting over there, and they'll get a chance to introduce themselves. For you new people, just so you know, we talk. The speaker's going to talk for a while. We're about to introduce the speaker. The speaker will talk for about 30 minutes or so. There's some time for Q&A, and then we actually get to go around the room and introduce ourselves. So that's a real nice way to tell us who you are. If there's something you're looking for, if you're hiring, if you're looking for work, or whatnot, you can announce it then. So, and then we always finish by 1, just so you can put that in for your planning. And we had a real Irishman just walk in, Declan O'Neill from O'Neill Creative. Yeah, he's really Irish, right? Yes, he is. And that's why he comes to Connor O'Neill's. And no, Declan used to be a regular here, but he works out of his house up in Brighton, so it's rare to see him. So, anyways, without further ado, I'm going to introduce our speaker, Charlie Kondek. Charlie's been a speaker before. He was actually one of the original Lamberts back in the day. We used to meet at Farouk's place, right? The falafel joint, and we've evolved over the years. But Charlie always comes back and speaks. He's a smart guy. He's head of social media outreach for MSNL Digital. Is it called MSNL Ann Arbor now?
It's not called MSNL Ann Arbor, and it's kind of an open secret that it's going to be renamed MSNL.
Interesting.
Open secret.
Open secret. Okay, so maybe you can tell us a little bit about that. But Charlie always has something entertaining to tell us, so let's give him a big round of applause and welcome Charlie Kondek.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. Can everybody hear me okay? Yep. Good. All right. I did used to be a regular here, and regrettably, client meetings have been getting in the way of my coming here as often as I'd like, but it is always a terrific group. I'm so thrilled to see all of you people, and I want to give you a word of advice. When, at the end, we all start to introduce ourselves, if you see somebody that you want to meet for whatever reason, maybe raise your hand or say, hey, don't go anywhere after this because I want to meet you, because I'll tell you what always happens is we all introduce ourselves, and then chaos, everybody disperses, and you lose the person you wanted to network with. So by all means, try and keep an eye on each other in the scrum after we're all done so that you can continue to network. I'm Charlie Kondek. I'm the Director of Social Media Outreach at MSL Ann Arbor for now. I think the best way to describe myself is to tell you that even though I'm in public relations, I have not had anything like a normal public relations background. I have come into public relations from the digital end of things. So I was doing social media before we called it social media. This is back in 2000, which if you were doing social media in 2000, that's like, internet years are like dog years, right? So if I've been doing social media for 11 years, that's like 150 years of social media. Today I want to talk to you guys about integrated marketing. And some of you might have a very fixed definition in your minds about what integrated marketing is. Some of you might not. And I think we're going to have an interesting discussion. You look like you could be a potentially rowdy group. And I think we should encourage that. Yes, good. Because I've got a pretty simple plan for how we're going to approach this. Here's what we need to get done today. We need to answer the following questions. Who is this guy? What is integrated marketing? Why is it important? What should I do about it? And wait a minute. Doesn't this room collectively know more about integrated marketing than just this guy? You do, because even though I've come from a PR background, an unusual PR background, a PR background that has always put me into an integrated marketing mix of people and professionals, all I have to talk about really is my experience. And the experience of asking other people their opinions as I continue to develop my ideas about how marketing and integrated marketing works. That's just my experience. I'm looking at like 40 heads, and I think there's 40 other experiences out there too. So I want to encourage you guys to think of this as a really robust Q&A presentation. I want to be interrupted. I want to be shouted down. I want to be attacked. I want us to be so embarrassed that Connors asks us to leave and never come back. I'm sorry.
That happened to my husband.
What? Got a rowdy one already. Good. All right. So without further ado, let's get into this agenda, and I'll try and pause and see if we can insert some more conversation. I'm a social media guy. This is how I work. Who am I? Like I said, I'm Charlie Kondek. That's me in my Bruce Lee t-shirt, my favorite t-shirt. I'm the director of social media outreach. I used to be called the director of new media relations. I used to be called that guy that does blog outreach. Like I said, I've been doing things for a long time. What that typically means is that I'm specializing in influencer engagement. So we tend to think of it as media relations only grafted into a social media environment. And I also do community management because that goes hand in hand. So I'm the guy that's talking to my clients and trying to get my clients' messages out to relevant bloggers and Twitterers, and meanwhile building up the content on my clients' Facebook pages and trying to get the bloggers and the Twitterers to come back in Facebook with us and have that exist in a social media ecosystem. That's what I do every day. As I said, we started out at MSL as a small boutique firm that got absorbed into the MSL family, which is an international PR agency. One of the biggest PR agencies in the world is right here in Michigan, and right around the corner sits Ann Arbor branch office. But the way we started out, it was as a small boutique firm that got absorbed into this group, and so it's been my privilege to be able to not only work with all of MSL's branch offices on new and emerging PR stuff that they had never done before, but also to be the person that in our network would be thrust into situations where I would have to work with people from other disciplines that PR people normally didn't interact with that much. In other words, they'd say, geez, the manager of e-commerce at such and such has a question. I don't know what the answer is. Call Charlie. And that gave me the perspective that I wanted to bring to you guys today. That's where I first started getting hip to integrated marketing, was being able to touch bases and touch stones with all of these different people from all of these different disciplines. My job has allowed me to work closely with people in advertising, people in e-commerce, people in direct mail, people in measurement analytics, webmasters, SEO experts, and other content creators and stuff like that. So that's where I'm coming from in my perspective of integrated marketing. It might not necessarily be your same perspective, and I want to hear about that, but that's where I'm coming from. You can read more about what I do at blogworks.org, and you can always get a hold of me at Charlie at the email address above. I'd love to meet you after this and give you my business card and talk. So that's who I am. Any questions about that? No? Good. I think I said do I qualify? Am I qualified to talk about this topic? No, not really? All right, Jared. I'm just What's integrated marketing? Before I start blathering on about my definition, who's got an idea? Who would like to share their definition of integrated marketing? Come on, you people aren't shy. There's one.
But a comprehensive marketing campaign that captures all aspects of social media, advertising, and PR.
You're thinking about it from a campaign. So a comprehensive marketing campaign that captures all aspects of social media and advertising and PR. Brings it all together. I think that's pretty darn accurate. Anybody else got any ideas? There's one.
Convergence marketing.
Convergence marketing. Why do you use that word, convergence? Can I walk? I can't. Why do you use convergence marketing?
Bringing together community, computers, communication.
Oh, I love it.
In new and innovative ways.
So you're thinking not just of the disciplines that go into the marketing, but also of the diverse audiences and how the audience might be getting your message.
Yes.
Terrific. Who else? Somebody else had a hand up. There's one. David.
within social media, creating a loop where the Facebook talks about the blog, talks about the website, talks about the client, talks about the blog again, and things kind of integrate with
I love it.
arrows.
So you think of it specifically as a, for you at least, as a social media perspective, as pulling it all into this, what I described earlier as the social media ecosystem. Got another definition over here.
Well, it's bringing all the mediums together, your direct marketing, your email, your social, your blog, everything.
Gotcha.
All that together is integrated.
Brand advertising?
Brand advertising,
Billboards?
campaigns, email campaigns, all that stuff.
So you're saying, you name it, bring it all together.
Be integrated.
Got it. I think that all of these definitions were spot on, and it's definitely how I think of it. I asked a colleague, and I have many colleagues that have come into PR from other disciplines. I am now working, because social media has changed this business so much, I'm now working with people that used to be in advertising, and now they're in PR, or quote-unquote PR. PR itself is changing. I'm working with people that used to be in paid media, managing spends and media mixes, and they're now in PR, quote-unquote. I'm working with people from direct mail and analytics and from e-commerce. I think what's happening, and you can tell me by a show of hands if you agree, is that the shake-up amongst the various disciplines of communications and marketing, where people used to sit separately in PR or advertising or direct mail or whatever, it's being shaken up, and we're seeing, tell me if you're seeing it, an exodus of people from one specific discipline to others. Are you seeing it? Some of us are, some of us aren't. Okay. So I get to talk to these people all the time, and they would agree with all of your definitions. One guy I called up, and I was talking to him about this. He came from, he's in our Chicago office. He came from Spark. He's in the paid media realm. He said, I picture integrated marketing as a team sport, which is why I have this baseball picture up here. Everybody has got a position to play at every field, and they've got to work together, even though they may come from very different backgrounds. The first baseman is not practicing the same way as the right fielder, but they got to be on point. They got to be together to make the play. And that's my friend's definition of integrated marketing, is getting these various components together and having them work together. That can take a lot of different shapes, and it has a lot of difficult challenges in getting those things together. I'm sure you guys have all experienced. Quick show of hands. Who here's in advertising? Okay. Who here's in public relations? Cool, cool. Who here is in direct marketing? Is somebody going to raise their hands more than once? That's good. Yeah, I'm in advertising. Yeah. PR, yeah, I do that too. Good. Who here considers themselves an integrated marketing professional? Good. Who's a business owner? Excellent. Okay. You business owners, you, quick show of hands, how many of you have to do your own marketing? Oh, almost all of you. How many of you work with vendors or agencies that help you with your marketing? Okay, some of you. Point is, I think a lot of you are coming from a background where you're interested in this and you may already be experiencing it. And you believe it is a reality, it is upon us. Why is integrated marketing important? Before I give my perspective, who wants to take a stab? Why is integrated marketing important? I think we've already touched on it in the definition.
You're going to hit different markets. People may not open their email, or they'll open up or not open up a postcard. They'll do a postcard direct mail, or they may be on Facebook more than on their mobile phone. So you got to hit all different angles, or a press release may work better than an article.
Gotcha. So you're saying when you analyze your audience, people are taking the messages different way, and integrated marketing is important because you need to be able to hit them from all those different angles. Anybody else?
Yeah, I got one. Because media has changed so much. Like, you used to be able to buy 70-80% of the market with intelligent stuff. But you can't anymore. So these days marketers need to really segment their budgets or segment their efforts because people are in different places than they used to be.
You're talking about a pragmatic reality of media. The costs have shifted. Yeah. Yeah, you've got to figure out how you're going to get the most bang for your buck out of all these different buckets. Anybody else? Got one from D here?
Ensure that you're actually leveraging the key messages and the financial investment, which is very limited, to reach your targeted market audience in a cohesive, comprehensive way.
Got it. Everybody catch that? Aligning the key messaging and the financial concerns to make sure you're reaching the key audiences in the right way. Agree or disagree by a show of hands, social media has been the great leveler and shaker-upper of our industry. Agree or disagree? I think there's mostly agreement. In our business, we're always fond of saying that people don't just watch TV anymore. They tweet while they're watching TV. Or they tweet and Facebook and read a magazine and watch TV. And if you're like my dad, you watch one sports game on the television and then have the volume turned down and listen to another one on the radio. And if my dad were techie, he'd probably be tweeting and Facebooking. No, but for him, it's just TV and radio. I think what we've been seeing is that this social media thing is shaking a lot of things up and causing a lot of things to bleed one into the other so that we can no longer rely on one or two tried and true tactics, but have to make sure that we are customizing our marketing strategies to reach people in all these various environments at the same time. It's different for each audience, perhaps. It's different for each client. You might have a different medium mix. But the reason it has to be integrated is because our audiences have integrated their media. And I think it's revealed some things that we've always suspected all the time. You know, it's funny that since social media came along, people have been saying, audiences now have the ability to filter out messages they don't want to hear. And I was like, really? Haven't audiences always had the ability to filter out? You know, blogs have changed the fact that I can wander into the kitchen during a commercial. I think it's revealing some of the things that we've always known and maybe had at the back of our minds as common sense. They're now out there more and they're in our face. And that's why integrated marketing is important. I tend to think of it as media because I come from a PR background and I work with advertising people, and media is my beat. I'm always either trying to earn media, take advantage of own media, or make the most out of paid media. So this is, have you guys seen this Venn diagram before, where you divvy it up into the three kinds of media? This is usually how I play it. I, as a PR person, usually find myself living in earned. You know, I'm trying to get my client's name in the paper, or in my case, trying to get my client's name in the blog. And owned, I am coming up with content from my client that's going to live on their Facebook wall and interact with their likers. But I cannot be too far away from the guys that are doing the paid. Some of the happiest times in my PR life have been times when I'm collaborating with the advertisers. The advertisers have come up with something fantastic from a creative and content-driven standpoint, and the PR people are learning how to extend that meaningfully into an earned and owned media perspective. It takes all of us working together. My feeling is because, as we just said, the consumer, the audience, the person we're trying to reach, lives right in the middle of all these three overlapping things. I saw the TV ad. I looked it up on Google. I asked my friend. I read some reviews. I looked it up in Consumer Reports. I asked another friend. Then I bought. Or I didn't buy. I bought something else. That's where they live. And then what? And then they acted. Or didn't they? Everybody with me so far? No agreements? Nobody's shouting me down, so I think I'm on to something, right? What should I do about it? Who here is an employer again? Who runs their own business again? Okay, so you guys that run your own businesses might be thinking of this more in terms of, well, okay, I'm really not interested in my career in integrated marketing. I'm interested in how integrated marketing can work for me and my business goals. So that's great too. Who here is looking for a job? Great, good luck. We're all pulling for you. This crappy economy, and we really are. This is a good group to come around to. Let me ask you guys this. What have you, knowing that this shift is about, knowing that maybe you've had a very specific career path so far, how are you responding to these pressures, this integrated marketing pressure? Anyone, how are you responding? What are you doing about it?
I'm learning as much as I can. I'm in the business of integrated online marketing, but I'm
Right.
still learning every day newer ways I can help my clients reach their potential people.
Gotcha.
Press releases, online videos, articles, whatever, texting, mobile. So
Gotcha.
learning. You have to be learning.
How are you learning? What's out there? How do you learn?
Following blogs, following top sites that do different things like that. Reading industry magazines, all that kind of online blogs and stuff too.
So you're not sitting around waiting for somebody to teach you how to do integrated marketing. You're getting out there and you're just picking it up wherever you can find it, mostly through online resources and things that you can read. absolutely valid from what I hear, and this is definitely something I've done in my own career. It's out there. It's out there. People are blogging about this, writing about this, really willing to share about this. And so you just have to go out there and get it. You got to make it part of your job that if I sit here and I do paid media, and that's what I mostly do, I can't rest there. I've got to be figuring out what else is out there and what's next. Anybody else? What else? Anybody, what are you doing to react to this trend? I'm one back here.
Can I just put a little plug in? People are going to classes. We didn't have social media marketing classes at Washington Community College more than 2 semesters ago. Now
Wow.
we do. So,
Are you at
and they're-
WCC?
I am, and they're
Thank you for
willing.
coming.
And I have gotten people to come to classes from here. I have gotten people to teach classes to come here. So we're here.
You got people to teach classes?
Yes.
How's it pay? I'm just kidding.
I need your card after.
What's that?
I need your card after.
I would love to talk to you about that.
Okay.
I'm cheap and easy. Ask Darren.
I've
So-
seen that blog. Oh, I'm sorry.
School's out there. Some people are schooly, some are not. And there's, you don't necessarily have to go back to a master's degree. You can take a couple of courses. What else? I saw some other hands. How are you responding to this? Over here and then over here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just in the initial phases of working with a social media strategist.
Aha.
Help me develop a strategy before I just dive in.
Are you an employer or
I own my own business.
you own your own business? So you've got a strategist that is helping you. Right. What's funny to me is that when you talk about integrated marketing, if you've ever worked or had clients at a big business, integrated marketing can be a real challenge because everybody sits in their silos, and usually the CMO or somebody else is trying to bring everybody together to maximize them. And they come together and they brainstorm and they have some good ideas, but then they go back to their silos. I'm as guilty about this as everybody else. Some of you people here that are small business owners are like, oh, integrated marketing? I've got to look at all these different things? Well, no shit. I'm on my own integrated marketing. I don't have an agency. You telling me I got to learn direct mail, postcards, press releases, and this and that? I don't have an agency. I got to do it myself. You've got a strategist that's helping you lead you through that.
Social
Great.
media.
A social media strategist. Is it one person? Is it an agency?
It's a person at a university.
At a university?
That I attend a conference every year. They give a conference on social media.
Excellent.
Then I reached out to them, and then they put me in touch with one of their associate professors.
Gotcha.
And we're just starting, so I'd like to be able to talk more about it. But at least I started that first step of reaching out and saying, I need help.
Fantastic.
In getting my corporate Facebook and knowing how to,
Right.
what my goals are for the Facebook page.
Yeah.
In terms of brand recognition, what do I want to achieve? And I think she was so right because you can't just dive in, you have to know what your goals are.
Right.
I'm
Love
at
it.
that first stage.
You're forming your strategy, and then tactically you're going to have to learn to do all these things.
Just
I asked a lot of the people that I work with, or like I said, I work with a lot of people that are coming from different backgrounds, the same question. And these are the answers I got. Don't be afraid to make career changes. Do you want to work in a big place or a small place? There's advantages to both. A big place, a big employer might give you more opportunities to do more interesting things with other backgrounds. But then, of course, you're working in a big place. A lot of your ideas and things might not make it all the way through the various committees and hurdles. A small place gives you the advantage of being able to do more, often out of necessity. But they don't sometimes have the resources of a big place. So the feedback I've been getting from the people within my own company is don't be afraid to make career changes. Don't think, I'm a PR person, I'm going to be a PR person until I die, that's it. Think, I'm a PR person, there's no reason I shouldn't go into advertising. Or I'm a direct mail person, there's no reason I shouldn't go into social media analytics, or whatever it is that happens to be out there. The other feedback I was given is if you have the opportunity to freelance, do it. Do it. Sometimes the best way to learn how to do this stuff is just hitting the road and doing it. You'll make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Make them. Learn from them. Move on. It's the only way. Volunteering is a wonderful, gosh, I tell this to you. I got to tell you, it's been a blessing and a curse to me in that I've had wonderful interns these last couple of years who are on their 4th or 5th internship that can't get a job. It's frustrating to me because they're wonderful. I want to give them a job. We're not hiring either. But internships are all they can get, so they keep grabbing onto them. And some of the advice I have given to them in the past is if you're not able to do the kinds of things you want to do professionally for money, volunteer. Volunteer. Your church's soccer team would love to have a social media coordinator, right? And then you put it on your resume. School, wonderful. We've got Washington Community College here, and this point was well made. Online groups, that point was well made. There's a lot of people blogging and talking about this stuff. Also on LinkedIn. There's a lot of people talking about this stuff on LinkedIn, and if you're on LinkedIn, which I encourage you to do so, join a group where these kinds of things are being kicked around. The biggest piece of feedback I got from a lot of the people at my company that I talked to about this is overcome fear. Don't be afraid to take risks and change. Shake yourself up and do something that's outside of your comfort zone. Get out there and do some more of it. And this is generally what I'm being told, and generally how I'm trying to operate in response to this integrated marketing world. Anybody else have any interesting things to share about what they're doing to respond to this integrated marketing shift?
When you were talking about how jobs are changing, it occurred to me that the idea of an expert is changing too. So it's like redefining yourself. If you thought you were an expert in one area, you kind of have to be an expert in another area. And then who's the expert really anymore? You know?
Yeah. How would you define expert? There was a big debate. I remember 5-6 years ago when social media was kind of new, there was this big blog debate about, well, there's no such thing as a social media expert because it's too new.
Yeah.
Which I disagree with personally.
An expert is an authority, I guess, you know. But with social media, there's so many ways to be good at it.
Yeah.
And to figure it out. And you don't have to be intimidated. It's not quite the same hierarchy like it used to be.
Yeah. I mean, does an expert just mean one with experience? If you've experienced it, then
Yeah.
perhaps you have some expertise in it. And again, making mistakes is a wonderful, wonderful teacher. You know, I pitched at 50 blogs. Nothing happened. What did I do? How do I do it differently? I've got a Facebook page. It's only got 10 likes. What's wrong with my online ads? How come my SEO isn't going up? You know, that kind of thing. Why aren't more people watching my YouTube video? You had a hand up. I'm glad.
As I think of it, it's sort of lasting old paradigms of what I think of marketing. And making room for what I don't know.
Making room
Yeah.
for what you
Because
don't
I get,
know.
if this stuff is still on my plate, it's obstructing the possibilities. And I think that's what we're about right now.
Yeah.
Okay, what's possible, and probably isn't as hard as it looks, so you overcome a bit of fear, dabbling in it.
I love it.
I'm not as courageous as a 12-year-old friends.
I'll tell you some of the things I've experienced. It's a great point about making room for what you don't know. And I'll tell you about some of the things I'm experiencing in my own world as a PR person about making room for what you don't know. PR people traditionally, when they run a program, they put up a whole pile of impressions. PR people, when they run a PR program, typically put up a whole pile of impressions. I got you in the Times, I got you in 20 newspapers, we got you 3.4 million impressions. And we've done that forever and ever. And our clients have said, great, what's the value of the impressions? And you said, well, credibility, key message penetration. You know, we mumbled something and moved on. Making room for what you don't know means along comes people from direct mail and measurement that says, oh, you made 3.4 million impressions? I play with numbers all day long. Can I have your 3.4 million impressions and try and pull some insights out of them? You got to make room for that guy. Because he might come along and say, 3.4 million impressions suck. Advertising. We did your 30-second spot. It's awesome. It's wonderful. We're going to sell a bunch of cars. Oh, really? How do you know we're going to sell a bunch of cars? Well, we did the 30-second spot. We got the surveys. They love it. They remember it. They remember the brand name. We got it on NBC. There you go. Somebody else is going to come along and say, well, now, wait a minute. I'm from PR, and I happen to notice I've done some research, and people see your message, but they don't see it as very credible. So you're clearly missing this element. The advertising people have to make room for what they don't know. This is what's happening in my world. Are you guys seeing this kind of thing in your world? We're challenging some of these assumptions. I think strategically we're all after the same thing, and I should probably wind this up and then turn it over to Q&A. But strategically we're after the same thing. Our audience, we're all trying to sell more widgets. If we're marketers, that's what we do. We sell cars, we sell buildings, we get butts and seats. Our audience is taking a journey from undecided to decided and taking an action. And what we have to figure out is, along the way, how is media and all of the other elements of marketing touching them? And to what extent, and how do we be there when they need it? In other words, if I'm going to buy a car, and I get online, and I Google the car, and I see the automotive manufacturer's website, great, but then the next thing I see are several reviewers at Edmunds.com who have reviewed the car and they don't like the car. We've got to take that into account. We've got to address that. But whatever happens to be, we've got to figure out what those media, online, offline, print, social media, otherwise, what those are that are touching the customer on their journey from undecided to decided. And I think that's what integrated marketing is all about.
Did you say it's making firms and people more accountable?
I think it definitely is. Yeah, it's what I've been experiencing in my own world. The question is, would you say it's making firms and people more accountable? Derek, didn't you say something earlier about how you've got to be a lot smarter with your financial spend and marketing these days? It's under a bigger magnifying glass. And we're in a recession, nobody can afford to flush money down the toilet. Right?
Yeah, it's an interesting conversion of poor economy and the ability to measure like we've never been able to measure before. It's interesting because before it was like spend, buy TV, buy TV, buy TV. And now it's like, okay, we don't have as much money. And all of a sudden, this whole system of measuring your cost per click, cost per your sale, cost comes into play. It's really neat.
Right.
The social media.
I'm not frightened by it. I mean, I'm trying to make room in my world. I feel like, hey, great, I did my 3.4 million impressions. What did I get? I'm by all means measuring the guy. Come in here and tell me if I'm not, doing the right thing. Let's open this up to the room, because this has just been my experience, and I thank you for letting me share it. But I want to hear from all of you, either a Q&A or a comment. Whatever. Open it up. Go in here.
We actually have a live tweet question. We take live tweets because we stream live, as all of you might know, at LA2M.org/live. And this one is from at Heather W716, who actually might be in here. She's right here.
Yeah.
All right.
That was sort of just putting it out to my followers on Twitter, who are a lot of social media people in LA, to ask about what we talked about. What is an expert? And how do you...
No, I was sort of reiterating what was said over here about what is an expert and sort of putting that out to some of my followers, mostly social media, PR people, broadcast people in Los Angeles, to talk about that and say, what is an expert? And a couple people have responded to me already. So.
What are some of the responses? Let's hear it. This is an example of integrated marketing right here, where we're in the room conducting personal selling, and social media is invaded.
Gary May, who's an automotive kind of social media person who works in a lot of dealerships in Los Angeles, he said nobody can truly define expert in social media. If you need to find one, read bios, then run away and find someone new.
Gary's going to be next week's speaker, by the way. Any other good ones that you noticed?
Not yet. That was
okay. Let us know. Interesting. Got one over here from Peter.
Most successful integrated campaign?
What's your most successful integrated campaign?
I love to bring this one up because they worked on it a couple of years ago, and it's one of my favorite examples. Philips Electronics, who, like I said, I get to collaborate with all the other branch offices, right? So I'm in Detroit. The Philips account was run out of New York and Atlanta. Philips Electronics launched a new product called the Body Groom. It is a razor for shaving your body. As you can see, I probably need one. But the idea is it's a razor for shaving your body. And they created this great creative to go with it. The advertising firm did this wonderful website and a couple of series of spots of a guy in a bathrobe who came out and talked suavely about shaving your body. And it was filled with innuendo and really edgy, quite right up to the line, risque content, right? Great. That's just where the creative lived, and I got to work on actually extending that creative into Facebook wasn't really around then. This was 2005 or so. And Twitter wasn't really around yet. But I got to extend that into blog. Blogs were really the tip of the spear for social media back then. And take that message out, and get bloggers actually playing with the product, and get bloggers actually reacting to the content. And what came out of that was that went so well from by all qualifications. We hit our measurement and marketing goals. My colleagues in traditional PR were also placing the story in radio and broadcast news. The radio guys had a field day with it because the morning shows all loved it. Bloggers were talking about it of all various different stripes. And Philips Electronics sold something like, this is being recorded, so I don't remember this, but Philips Electronics sold something like 150% more body care products than they anticipated. And they were launching a new product in a new segment. But not only that, all of the marketing was so much fun that people remembered it for a while. They remembered the bathrobe guy, and it spawned YouTube videos, original content that was created just for the web of the bathrobe guy doing different things. There was, I think, a Q&A with the bathrobe guy. Stuff that if we launched it now, the bathrobe guy would be tweeting, and he might even be on Facebook actually interacting with people, which excites me like crazy about the future. Is this, I want to see the great character from the, whatever. If you think of the great characters from advertising, what if you could actually tweet with that person? What if you could actually join a chat with Madge, the Palmolive woman, or the Taco Bell dog, or remember the What's the Beef lady? What if she was on Twitter? Wouldn't that be great? I'm showing my age now. But that was one of a glaring example that I always think of when I think about everything working together really well. What do you think?
Okay, what about this year? What's in the last 3 months?
Nothing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm doing a lot of stuff lately within the last 2 months. I could probably think of a few examples, but the stuff I'm most excited about is clients that are taking advantage of the ecosystem that David and I were referencing earlier, where it's, we're being mentioned by these bloggers, and these bloggers are relevant to us for whatever reason. These bloggers, one client I work with, I don't want to get too in the weeds here, Brizo, the high-end manufacturer of faucets. Brizo doesn't sell faucets at Home Depot or Lowe's. Brizo sells faucets to interior designers that install them for their clients. These interior designers and kitchen bath designers and stuff are wonderful, creative people. They're on the front lines of Brizo's business, and they're very involved in social media. So we have done some wonderful events with kitchen bath designers where not only have we earned credibility and brand loyalty from them in a personal, face-to-face way, they've also produced a whole lot of blog, Facebook, and Twitter media, print media, occasionally broadcast media, and had a palpable bottom-line impact on sales. And to me, that's a wonderful cohesion of the different elements. That's one of the most exciting things I'm working on.
Thank you, question, Charlie. So when you talk about the integrated marketing and all the different elements, who's the quarterback? Who kind of makes the calls and sets the plays and runs the whole thing?
That's a wonderful question, and I would love to hear other answers besides mine to this question, but I think it varies from business to business and client to client, and I think it relies a lot on people. I think often your CMO's got to be the person to step in and make everybody play together. Sometimes your client's got to be the one to step in and make everybody play together. Sometimes it's your client leaning on the ad agency to lead the other agencies. I love being in the room where I'm there from the PR agency, the ad people are over there, the interactive people are over there, the e-commerce manager's over there, the consultant who specializes in this niche is over there, and then this other person who's the diversity expert is over here. And the client said, I'm locking you in a room, don't come out until you have an integrated plan for me that's going to meet all my goals. I love that. It's great. And so in that case, it's the client making everything together. What does everybody else see? I mean, some of you guys that are business owners are saying, I'm the quarterback. The quarterback and the receiver.
I find a lot of times it depends on the goals of the campaign to figure out who the quarterback is going to be. If you're trying to drive a lot of online business, obviously a lot of your online efforts are going to be kind of take the lead role, the lead star. Everything's going to point towards that. I think a lot of times it's client, a lot of times it is management team. I think at the core it comes down to the goals of the campaign.
I love it. So your point too is well taken in that the quarterback's going to depend, but the quarterback's going to need a lot of other team players to make the plays work. Yeah, I agree.
Andy? Oh, yes.
I'm just curious, as far as your clients, are you seeing more, do you see more of a decentralization of the marketing services? Because when you were talking before, I'm thinking we've gone from volume to niche. And I'm seeing that within our whole organization where we're thinking of WCC as the brand. Well, I know that if I just rely on, wow, come to WCC for classes, we have to tell them what they're coming to and really be hitting those targets. And it's not in print and it's not in generic marketing at all. So, anyway,
Is
So
that?
you're in favor for more decentralization because you need more people with their unique perspectives to reach
I'd
all
like
these
a little
different
more
audiences.
autonomy. It's hard in a bureaucracy.
It must be that there's a balance, I think, for every client, every organization. I think some things you want to centralize. I know I was just in a meeting yesterday where one of my clients was saying that my regional managers are always asking me for help, and it's always at the last minute, and I don't quite understand what they need, and by the time they get up to speed, it's too late for me to have helped them. So we need to he was saying, we need to centralize more of these things. So the next time somebody from the niche, that specific region, asks me, we've got it all in the playbook ready to go.
It's cohesive.
Yeah, yeah, interesting.
So, we're talking about how this changes marketing. Has it changed marketing research and what actually gets created? Have you worked with that?
I don't work with that so much. Say it again, does it change?
Okay, so we're changing the way we're trying to sell things to people. Are we changing the way we're perceiving what people will buy through social media?
Anybody got a
research as opposed to marketing?
Yeah, and marketing research. Anybody got an answer to that? I got a somewhat cynical answer to that. The research budget got axed in the last recession, and so nobody's doing it. That's my cynical response. Anybody got a better response to that? Geez, don't let me be the final word on that. Are you experiencing? Are you in research? No, but you're curious. I'm curious too. I find a lot of times when clients have done some of that research and maybe not put it all together and they've only skimmed the surface. I think that social media makes some research a lot more affordable. Give it a mic.
For instance, when you did the rollout and they sell 4 times as much product as they thought, suddenly they have to figure out how do they come up with that much product?
Yeah, no, that's true. I wonder if that planning isn't being done as much because people's budgets are much tighter and research is often one of the first sacrificial lambs of the budget. That's my cynical thinking on that.
I agree.
I hear an agreement.
Quick question.
Not an anger.
When you're in a meeting trying to do an integrated marketing plan, how do you get the budget away from the other groups and say that what you do is more important?
That's a good question. Derek Barabon will be next week's speaker? Or no? After Derek will be. That's a good question. That's a good question. Mostly I just do what I say I'm going to do, deliver the results I say I'm going to deliver, wait for the other people to screw up, and then, no, I'm just kidding. No, the truth is, you know what, that's a very good question, and I'm seeing that one of the things I'm always asking my colleagues in this world that are coming from different worlds is what they find different about the new cultures that they're in, and the advertising people and some of the marketing interactive people come from big budgets. And then they come to PR, and I don't know if you ever worked in PR. PR's always got to have their eyes on the bottom line. We're client-driven. We always have a high number of clients. We always have a higher turnover of clients. Sometimes we're retainer-driven. Our scopes of work with our clients creep like mad. And so PR people are always scrambling for money. And advertising people are frequently coming from huge budgets. And when they come into PR, they're like, oh. So that's a good question. I'm not seeing a big budget breakup yet. Some of those ad budgets are not being whittled away yet, but I keep reading that they're going to be.
Okay.
I told you before the meal that I looked at the website and I looked at the blog works and I actually looked at some links on blogs we love.
Oh, yes.
And I loved every one of them.
Oh, good.
And I thought they were clever, but it got me thinking, not everyone is going to love those blogs, but people that have the same kind of things that appeal to me would like those blogs. I was thinking about people like your father, like my father, who would watch a game on TV, and that's how integrated he would get. I also think of a client that I have that is promoting an unpopular product to poor people. And I'm thinking, probably none of these bloggers would ever be interested in the particular product that my client sells. How do you create an integrated strategy when your product is appealing to people like your father or my father,
right,
or poor people who may not have access to the internet or aren't interested in the kinds of conversations we typically hear good bloggers carry on?
What a terrific question, and you know what? I would be the first to go back to what Lanny said, to just get out of the way. So maybe we come back to it and I say, you know what? We've done the research, we've looked at our audience, radio is still their most important thing. Mr. Social Media person, sit down. We don't need you right now.
Yeah.
You don't say talk to your children and have them talk to their parents?
They don't write checks.
When you use the restroom, you know those little billboards right over the stalls, right? Those are funny. All right, so it is 12:45, so let's give Charlie a big round of applause. Thanks, Charlie, that was great. So we're going to quickly go around the room. We've got 15 minutes. If you can please stand up, give us your name, your company, and briefly if there's anything you'd like we can do for you. And then we'll get all the way around the room in 15 minutes. So here's Monty Fowler.
He just said my name. I don't need to say it. I'm Monty Fowler. WebWideStudios.com.
Hi, I'm Kevin Gillespie. I'm excited to be COO of Ingenix Digital Marketing, and I'm totally stoked about what we've got going on at the Brickyard. Come on down and see us.
Great.
Hearing about Christopher, and we're just learning all this.
Hi, I'm Peter Ray. I'm CEO of Arbor Scientific. We're a multi-channel marketer of science equipment to schools.
Lanny White, growbiz.org. I'm looking for people who have a background or a little experience in customer surveys, doing the interviewing. If you are one or know someone, please get in touch with them.
Hi, I'm Brian Bisker from 2020 Communications. We're data and voice consultants here in Ann Arbor, wireless and terrestrial, and we're actively doing battle with AT&T and Comcast, and need your help.
Hi, I'm Bob Fran, and I take pictures.
All right. And sponsor.
Hi, I'm John McKenna Rosebeer, and I've invented a clock. All right? The clock will tell us time for where you are. Local time.
I'm Darren Johnson. I'm visiting from New York today, but I grew up in Davidson, Michigan, and I work for PR Newswire. My name is Heather Williams. I also work for PR Newswire. I live in Los Angeles, but I grew up in a little town called Hillsdale. I'm happy to be back in Michigan, so thanks for having me.
I'm Dan Caldwell with PR Newswire. I'm based in Minneapolis, and I'm a regional account manager for our client base here. We are a content delivery company, and we help people engage audiences everywhere. So if you need help, contact me.
Hi, I'm Tom Crawford, and among other things, I'm an app developer, and I have a new app on the App Store, just went up on Monday for the iPhone, so if you have trouble cooking in the kitchen or you know somebody who does, check out VizChef, VIZCHEF, VizChef.com, and you can get it on the iPhone now as of this week, and it's been on the iPad store for about 5 weeks, so check it out.
All right. My name is Brett Borswold. I'm a recent grad from Eastern Michigan, and I'm looking to continue my AdWords experience.
I'm Pat Gage from Phoenix Media Group, where we use social media and video to get your branding out for your companies. As well, we're doing a free seminar next Saturday, 7 steps to dominating the first page of Google using social media and video.
Steve Califf, and I offer CFO consulting services to early stage companies. So part-time CFO, fundraising strategy, cash flow forecasting are a few examples. And I'm looking for a president or a CEO of an entrepreneurial company. Thanks.
Mike Wynn with Sandra Training, where we work with small businesses and entrepreneurs to help them sell more and sell more easily.
I'm Amanda Butcher, and I'm an intern at Ingenix, and tomorrow's my last day, so I had such a great time at LA2M and Ingenix, so thank you guys so much.
Kyle Stuth, I work with the Whole Brain Group down in Ann Street. We do WordPress website development, social media strategy, iPhone and iPad apps. The first Tuesday of May, Tiffany and I will be heading up Tweet Tea Ann Arbor. We're going to be heading in Ann Arbor campus for Tweet Tea. It's in Royal Oak, Detroit, a number of other places. We'll be here in Ann Arbor. So details forthcoming. It'll be the first week of May. So if you'd like active conversation with interactive online talking like we had today, you're going to love Tweet Tea.
I'm Stephanie Schneiderman, owner of Tia Stephanie Tours, Cultural Educational Journeys to Mexico and Beyond. I'm very excited to just starting. I think I'm a little late, but better late than never. My corporate social media plan. So finally, the brick hit me over the head, finally. And I'm getting ready to join the conversation.
My name is Nikki. I work for LA2M. Today is my last issue. So, you guys, and I learned a lot from your Pacific. So, thank you guys for having me. So we need volunteers for LA2M. Nikki's done a great job for us, helping with our website and landing speakers, and I think Mark Reynolds is going to be helping out with that soon. So thank you so much. I'm Tiffany Reisner. I work for Ingenix. I do social media marketing and digital PR. And I'm really excited to announce that on May 11th at LA2M, we're going to have something totally different. We're going to have a panel discussion with the Motown South by Southwest team. Kyle Stoop is going to be on it. He's plugging for something today. So get prepared. We're going to have questions, and we're really excited.
Hi, Mitch Shaleski with DC Web Design. Quick plug for Stephanie. She has amazing trips, so if you're looking to get away, quick plug for Women Making Connections. Since Tammy's not here, we're going to be at her expo next week, just down the street, 306 South Main, from 4 to 7:30. So hopefully you guys can make it.
I'm Nancy Howard. I think you do know that I'm from WCC. Quick plug for Marissa Smith from the Whole Brain Group is teaching a class on Foursquare, Google Places, and Yelp at the college on Monday evening. There's still room in that class if you want to register. And we are starting up the whole series of social media marketing, including LinkedIn, how to get started, how to connect all the pieces, WordPress, etc. Starting in our spring-summer semester, which starts in May. Thanks.
I'm Wayne Eaker. I'm a web developer, and I run a company called Ingenuity. We specialize in Google-based websites.
Hi, I'm Jane Delancey with Delancey Design, and we do web development and design work. Typically, we work with customers who are anxious to get their message out or frustrated with what they've got.
Hi, I'm Jean Weaverman with Personalized Productions. We do project management and project management tools, in particular training and consulting, and can help you out. Thank you.
I'm Mary Jean Robb, and we own a company called Around Town Tours. We do tours of the Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti area for people thinking about moving here.
Hi, I'm Adrienne Malley. I'm with a first stage company called Sitbox.com, or it's actually .us, and we are developing emergency shelters that can be shipped intermodally, and we are looking for a CFO. You're going to give me your card today. And I've got another plug for LA2M. 4 weeks ago, I met here an angel investor who's interested in us. Thanks, guys.
Hello, my name is Gent Gaska. I'm a registered architect who only designed one house last year. So now I am the president of Hyperlocal Connections, LLC, and the founder of BuyLocalAnnArbor.com. The Buy Local Ann Arbor Rewards Card rewards cardholders for their patronage of locally owned businesses. I'm launching the campaign next month with the giveaway of 1,000 of these $10 cards on the sidewalks of Ann Arbor. I'm also seeking business owners to sign up as if they'd like to benefit from the program, which is guaranteed to bring in additional walk-in traffic. Thank you.
I'm Bud Gibson. I created the search marketing program at Eastern. We're launching on to some exciting activities. Brett is a graduate. And find out more at Search Social and Mobile. Just search for it on Facebook and you can see everything we're up to.
Hi everybody, I'm Todd Gagne, IZIG, mobile media company. We're looking for people to
partnering with us. SMS marketing, what's the most popular 5-digit code in the world? 90210. We have that short code. We're branding businesses alongside of that code. It's really easy for people to get hooked up. It's the 8th wonder of the world, the mobile phone, and we're marketing to it. So, Tagane without a sig.
I'm Roger Rail. I have a video here and several other networking groups on Ustream. So if you saw a particular segment that you say, gee, I'd like to share that, you can do that on Ustream. I've got it set so you can set your own highlights. So I'd encourage people to do that on any of the Ustream things that I do. And you can get a separate URL from that and share it or put it on your blog or whatever.
Oh, wow, great. Mark Reynolds, growbiz.org, and I am going to help out with finding talent for this program, and I do want to meet the guy over here that's got the cars.
Dave Mayer, videoburst.com. We make short videos for websites.
Kevin Piku from Drake and McCormick. We are a company that is attorneys and business consultants. We're based in Grosse Pointe Farms, and we service primarily small growing entrepreneurial organizations.
Hello, my name is AJ Deeds. I'm owner of Loving Works. I'm a weight loss expert. And we market health and wellness products for Dr. Kyle Morgan. She's an alternative medicine doctor at DO here in Ann Arbor. We're interested in locating a bright intern for about potentially 3 to 6 months that could turn into a full-time position, primarily the SEO, also layout and web page design.
I'm Dee Davey. I'm an independent marketing contractor, and I provide strategic market planning and new service product development, which really means I help ensure that companies offer the right things to the right customers for the right reasons using the appropriate marketing techniques and tactics. Dee Davey.
Hi everyone, my name is Chelsea Brown. I'm the Community Relations Coordinator at SOS Community Services. We are a lifeline for homeless families here in Washtenaw County.
Hi, I'm Mary Lou Olds. I work for Boulevard Financial and Insurance in marketing and also representing their products. We help you secure your financial future by planning for tomorrow today.
I'm Carter Sherline from Jet Studios. I'm a commercial and travel portrait photographer.
Thank you, Carter. And so my name is Derek Marabon, CEO of Ingenix Digital Marketing. And Ingenix works with small and medium-sized companies to really help them lower their cost per sale. And we drive traffic. We're very good at that through a lot of the things Charlie talked about. So it is almost 12:58. Yeah, I'm kind of anal about the time. And next week's speaker, we just got their information. They're not up on the website yet, but it's going to be a good one. So you guys know John U. Bacon? Yeah. John U. Bacon and Pete Bigelow? All right, this is a suggested topic, and they're going to be talking about the new Big Ten logo. And they'll probably get some dose of sports stuff in there, maybe even some mention of Michigan football. I'm not sure. Hope not. Yeah, maybe they'll talk about the Spartans. That'd be great. Anyway, so John U. Bacon and Pete Bigelow, tell your friends. That's going to be a really, really fun program. And thanks again for coming today. Let's give Charlie one big round of applause.